Hello and welcome to English Harmony, your daily practice for building a powerful English routine. I'm Jessica, and I'm so glad you've joined me today. In our time together, I will speak clearly and at a comfortable pace. I'll use common words and give you space to repeat after me so you can strengthen your speaking muscles and grow more confident with every sentence. Our focus is on mastering the language of your everyday life. How does your day unfold from start to finish? What are the small moments that make up your morning, afternoon, and night? My goal is to give you the tools to describe all of it with ease. By the end of our session, you'll feel ready to share the story of your day using smooth, natural English. Shall we get started? Why focus on your daily routine? Because it's your world. You live it. You don't have to invent anything or struggle to find complicated ideas. The vocabulary is practical and immediately useful. You can describe your first thoughts in the morning, the meal that starts your day, your journey to the office or classroom, and your wind-down routine at night. You can express your mood, whether you're focused, energetic, or ready to unwind. This is the English of real connection. It's not about perfection, it's about practice. When you narrate your own experiences, you begin to internalize the language. You form complete thoughts in English instead of translating. Your sentences become more fluid, and your self-assurance grows dramatically. Imagine a colleague or a new friend asks you, "So, how was your day?" Or, "What have you been up to?" If you've practiced this, you won't hesitate. You can respond, "It was good. I got up early and went for a quick run. I had a few meetings, and later I cooked a simple pasta dinner." That's a genuine exchange. That is successful communication, and that's what we're working towards. You can practice this anywhere, anytime. You don't need a partner. While making your coffee, driving, or preparing for sleep, you can talk to yourself in English. Ask yourself simple questions. What was the best part of my morning? What did I accomplish this afternoon? What am I looking forward to tomorrow? This exercise locks in vocabulary. It builds a strong foundation for thinking in English without pressure. You can do it aloud or in your mind, reviewing the day that passed or planning the one to come. The secret is to start with what you know. Use familiar words. Embrace the small errors. They are proof you're learning. Just begin. One day, you'll share a single fact. The next day, a full story. Progress is a journey. Let's take the first step right now, beginning with the morning. The morning sets your intention. It's a fresh start and a perfect opportunity to weave English into your thoughts. Let's practice some key phrases. I'll say a sentence and you repeat it back to me. Ready? My alarm goes off at 7:15. I tap the snooze button once sometimes. I open the curtains to let the sunlight in. I do a few simple stretches to wake up my body. I head to the kitchen to put the kettle on for tea. I scroll through my phone for a minute while I wait. For breakfast, I often have yogurt with granola and berries. I sip my drink and plan out my top priorities. I grab my bag and double-check that I have my keys. I lock the door behind me and start my commute. Now, let's put it into a short narrative. I'll tell you about a typical morning. Listen, and then echo each line back to me. Feel free to pause the audio to give yourself time. All right, let's begin. My day starts when my alarm buzzes on the bedside table. I get up and make my bed right away. It makes me feel productive. I splash some water on my face. It's so refreshing. Then I get dressed in something suitable for the weather. Breakfast is simple, usually some scrambled eggs or a smoothie. I enjoy eating while listening to the radio. Before I leave, I water my small plant on the windowsill. I put on my headphones and listen to an audiobook on my way out. I feel prepared and positive for whatever the day will bring. Excellent. Let's practice a few more standalone sentences. Repeat after me. A solid morning routine makes the whole day better. I feel most creative in the early hours. I'm trying to be better about checking the forecast before I get dressed. Now, let's transition to the afternoon. This is often the busiest stretch, filled with tasks and focus. Whether you're at a job, in school, or managing a home, you can find moments for English practice. Let's learn some useful afternoon expressions. Repeat after me. I usually take my lunch break around noon. I heat up my leftovers from last night's dinner. I catch up on messages with friends over lunch. After eating, I feel a dip in my energy. I make a strong cup of coffee to help me concentrate. I review my notes to get ready for my afternoon tasks. I collaborate with my colleagues on a big project. I take a 5-minute break every hour to rest my eyes. I update my list, crossing off completed items. I feel a real sense of accomplishment around 4 o'clock. If the weather permits, I step outside for some air. I might run a quick errand, like going to the post office. I listen to English music to keep the language in my ears. I set a goal to learn one new word before the workday ends. Now, for a longer practice, here's a story about my afternoon. Show my words as I speak. After the lunch hour, I dive back into my most important work. I focus deeply and try to avoid any distractions online. I have a weekly check-in call with my supervisor at 2. We discuss my progress and any obstacles I'm facing. Once the call ends, I feel energized to tackle my next assignment. Mid-afternoon, I start to feel a little tired, so I get a snack. An apple with some peanut butter gives me a quick boost. I use my break to walk around the block and clear my head. When I return to my desk, I feel recharged and ready to go. Before logging off, I quickly tidy my digital desktop and files. I write one final email and then close my laptop for the day. I feel good about what I managed to achieve.
Your turn. Pause this now and try it yourself. Describe your own afternoon. What are your common tasks? Where do you spend your time? Use a few simple lines. Remember, the act of speaking is the victory. Let's try some sentence prompts. I'll start, and you finish it in your own words. After I eat lunch, in the middle of the afternoon, to beat the afternoon slump, before I finish up for the day, finally, we arrive at the evening. This is your time to decompress and reflect. Let's practice some common evening phrases. Repeat along with me. I get back home around 6 in the evening. I change into comfortable clothes right away. I decide whether to cook a meal or get takeout. I set the table and sit down to eat without screens. After dinner, I load the dishwasher and wipe the counters. I might video call a family member to chat about our days. I spend an hour on my hobby, like reading or sketching. I take a warm bath to soothe my muscles and relax. I write down 3 good things that happened today. I avoid my phone for the last hour before sleep. I set my alarm for the next day and charge my devices. I read a few pages of a novel until my eyes feel heavy. I turn off the light and drift off to sleep easily. You've just listened to my entire day. Now, I want you to do the same for yours. Think about your own rhythm, your wake-up time, your meals, your work, your relaxation. Describe a standard day or talk about what you actually did today. You have all the words you need. You did wonderfully today. You absorbed new, practical language. You shadowed full stories. And you took the brave step of speaking English aloud to describe your own life. This is how fluency is built. You're moving from learning English to living it, one day at a time. Keep this practice going. Return to this audio, re-listen, and re-speak. Each time, your story will become richer and more detailed. This is English Harmony. I'm Jessica, and I believe in your progress. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and never doubt your ability. See you next time.